Hi, this is Scott, and today we're going to talk specifically about open source intelligence. All right. So first of all, I learned about this subject from Bo on the fifth column, did some of my own practical independent research. I'm really fascinated by this topic, and I want to share it with you. And I want to talk through the ramifications of open source intelligence, right? And it's pretty incredible, right? So one of the things that I'm trying to get across to you, and so my channel is very interesting. I absolutely love my YouTube channel. It's so special to me and so unique. And the reason why is I just feel like I'm involved in something that truly hasn't really existed before. The idea that just the common man can, and common woman, can just get on, has a platform for free to speak to the world globally, internationally, has free speech whenever they want, and a company actually, keeps every video ever done for decades, right? Like I've been on doing this 9 years, and YouTube's never lost a single video. It's absolutely astounding to me, right? And so one of the things is I love learning from you guys, because if I say anything that's even remotely wrong, I get corrected within 5 seconds in the comments below, right? So if you want to learn about something, talk about it publicly, because you will get corrected constantly, right? So basically, it really is interesting, this open source thing. So one of the things that I'm trying to convince you of is that what is happening in the 2022 war in Europe, where unquestionably Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine, which I actually think is a feint, and he's headed toward the UK. That's just my humble opinion. The second part, it's a fact that he invaded Ukraine, right? It's my humble opinion and my prediction that he's actually headed to the UK. I think that's his real goal right now, right? And the reason why is Liev. They started like looking at Liev and kinetic activity in Liev, which is all the way on the western border of Ukraine. Like, this was never about Ukraine, right? And Vladimir Putin already has, Russian war drones. Wall Street Journal's already reporting that Russian war drones have been seen in multiple NATO nations. Right, so I really think he's pushing toward UK, toward the United Kingdom, and I think he's going to go through France. That's my prediction, right? So basically, this is unprecedented. We as the human race are living in such a dramatically different world. It's hard to even really explain to you guys how fundamentally different this is, right? Because let me put it this way, okay? We invented trains in like the 1820s, right? And we blazed the path across America with trains, right? And then we got we got flight before we even had cars, which is crazy. So we flew in 1903, and we were on the moon in 1969. The technology we have makes everything happen with more power, the way they say on Donut, more power, right? And faster. The acceleration is so high that I know we had World War I, World War II. Yeah, that was impressive. They put some numbers up, right? But where we're moving now, right? It really, I think it's going to be on. What we're going to see is going to be on. It's going to make World War I and World War II look like a footnote, right? Because we just have the ability to do more now, a lot faster, right? And so one of the things, and our world is so dramatically different. So let's talk about open source intelligence. So right now, I kid you not, I'll leave it in the comments below. There is this dude, he's just an American software developer now, but like 20 years ago, for 20 years, he was a tank killer, right, in the U.S. military, right? He is explaining every detail of tank-on-tank combat in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia right now, in incredible, like in shorts, in YouTube shorts, right? This guy accomplishes more in YouTube shorts than I do with 10-minute speeches, right? Like, it's incredible, right? And that's the issue, is the moment any data is anywhere, it's going to be public about 5 minutes later. We are in a post-secret world, right? You cannot keep secrets. People think they can. You cannot, right? And I can't believe, I got 2 phones. I'm going to keep this secret from my paramour. You're not. Look, you're going to get caught. That's why, so why divorce is like through the roof. I own 1 phone. That's it, right? By the way, if If you ever see somebody get a second phone, yeah, you know what's going to happen, right? You should end that relationship quick, right? Like, so it's amazing. Like, so, it's really a thing. It's really incredible, everything that's happening, right? Oh, by the way, a work phone, I get that. But you better check and see if it's a real work phone. I don't know. I guess you can't, because that's all like often classified data or whatever. Yeah, so it's a thing. But just be aware. If somebody doesn't have a work phone and they have two phones, ain't nothing good happening on that second phone. I'm very convinced of that. So this tank guy is doing incredible stuff. Bo from the Fifth Column said that open source intelligence, the public doing the CIA's job, is happening right now, right? And I'll tell you right now, I don't know much about it. And the reason why is I'm not on Getter or any of these weird scrub, second-rate, new social medias, because I don't want to get on a bunch of lists, right? And so I'm not peeking my head down. But he said flat out, there are threads where you can go right now on highly accessible public areas, and they will tell you where half the spy planes in the world are because of their geolocators, right? And he also said routinely, right? As a hobby, there are hobbyists who are reporting on troop positions for Ukrainian troops and Russian troops right now, and that they get the data, they know where everybody is, and they wait to post the data so that they're not directly responsible for the loss of lives, right? So open source intelligence is happening right now, right? And this is the issue. We just have so much technology, and things are happening so fast, right? And one of the things is we're breaking down every structure, every model, right? There's so much change happening so fast that the government certainly cannot. This is one of the reasons also where I'm thinking too, you got to save yourself. The government ain't coming to save you on nothing anymore, right? Because they don't even understand what's happening, right? But the reality is our world is changing so quickly, right, that it's hard to we have to make up our own words, we have to make up our own language just to track the outrageously fast change that's happening in the world, right? And we're breaking down everything, right? One of the things that was recently broken down is the nuclear family. The American family now is you and a body pillow, one partner, one parent, 3 kids. Like, the American family has been completely deconstructed, right? Like a poke bowl, right? And we have structures that are now completely changed, right? Not all bad, but one of them is, even though the change is so fast, it's so dramatic, right, that it's hard to track the ramifications of it. One of the things that, just like the American family has been kind of deconstructed, another one is jobs, right? Like, so, New York City taxi medallions are worthless. They used to be worth $100,000 a piece, right? Worthless in my humble opinion. Maybe some people are still trying to sell those things, right? But you could be a taxi driver in New York with an app, right? Uber's a thing, right? Airbnb. We have literally thousands of hotels all over the country, and one of them needed, right? Like, because you can rent a couch tomorrow in somebody's house, and it's a lot funner and more cool. I love Airbnb. I don't think I've stayed in an actual hotel in 3 years, right? And here's the thing: the CIA's job is now just somebody's hobby, right? This is what I'm saying. What we are looking at here, this 2022 war in Europe, is not like World War I, not like World War II. It's far more dangerous, right? And the stakes are higher, and that's why it's absolutely critical. We do not allow Vladimir Putin to walk away with 1 inch of land. He cannot be given any peace. He must be given a sound defeat. That's my opinion. Start preparing yourself and making decisions on what you're going to do to save yourself, because the government is not going to save you. That's my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.